Guys, good Thursday afternoon. Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille Show. Thank you kindly for joining us. So much to cover on the Thursday edition of this program. This show has been red hot, sizzling hot all week long, and we're going to try to live up to those expectations today. In fact, we're going to supersede those expectations today. Judah Wickower is our director. You got that two-shot ready to go, Judah Wickower. Give them your signature move here on that two-shot as you head back to the one after we see there. There is Judah Wickower. Right there, the signature move for everybody that's watching. What do you got right there? I think it was the glasses.
Yeah, I don't think it's a signature move. I think it's just taking the glasses
It's
off.
a signature move, homie. A lot we're going to cover on today's program, Judah. We got Augusta County welcoming Amazon to the county.
It's a bit worrisome.
500 new jobs. All right, you play the bear, I'll play the bull. 500 new jobs. It works really well for the show. I didn't know this, perhaps you did, but Augusta County, Amazon is employing quite a few people in the Commonwealth of Virginia, 300,000.
That's insane.
Insane. I had no idea. That story on today's edition of the I Love CVille Show. Did you see the Shamrock Rd listing we put on there? $799,000 for a home built in 1940?
I saw the pictures. Didn't look like an $800,000.
$800,000 asking price, Judah Wickower. The future land use map and upzoning in the city, it's creating price points like this. It's doing potentially the opposite of creating affordability.
Time to find another city.
Well, we can't do that. Our business is called I Love CVille, Judah Wickower. Charlottesville Police Department, Judah Wickower, is down 24% from a staffing standpoint. 24%. And now they're saying the crimes, and everyone knows, and I don't want to speak for Judah, but I know him quite well. I am very much standing with the CPD and the police.
Yeah.
I back the boys in blue.
There's at least one Charlottesville police officer at my church. They're good people. They're just like all the rest of us, and they do a good job every day.
Because of the staffing shortages, and well said, Judah Wickower, certain calls for service will be referred to online reporting on our city website. Many of these calls are reports of past incidents or crimes currently not in progress. Officers will continue to respond to emergency calls and crimes in progress. As it relates specifically to past larcenies, officers will still respond in person to larcenies of firearms and vehicles. Online reports will be reviewed for assignment. They're doing what they have to do, and unfortunately, the crimes of the lower magnitude are now digital reporting.
Yep.
As opposed to phone call, human, on the call, police officer in uniform on site. We'll talk about that impact today on the I Love CVille Show. Judah Wickower, we are also going to feature fried pickles at Peloton Station. Everyone loves a good fried pickle, do they not, Judah Wickower?
I think they do.
They're crunchy, they're salty, they're delicious. They
go great with beer.
They complement a cold beer. You and I are very different. I like IPAs. You like?
I like a wide variety. I like browns. I like the occasional porter or stout.
You love Gozas?
Goza is, there's nothing better than a cold Goza on a hot summer day.
There we go.
Gozas are great for hot weather.
Oh, Bill McChenzie, welcome to the program. Bill, you need a moniker on the program. You contribute frequently to the show. Bill McChenzie, let me know where you live, and you're going to get a moniker just like the King of Greenwood, Kevin Higgins, who put the Amazon storyline on our radar. You, the viewer and listener, can dictate the pace and tempo of the program. In fact, 2 topics on today's show were brought to you by or contributed by key viewers and listeners of the show. The Amazon topic by the King of Greenwood, Kevin Higgins. I will get to that in moments. The Charlottesville Police Department and its staff shortage of 24% below where it should be was brought to you by Chris Mead. I love you, Chris Mead. Big-time New York Mets fan, big-time Seinfeld fan. Chris Mead put this topic on my radar, and it's a part of the show. The first topic, however, has got to be the craziness. And are you still on the 2-shot, Judah?
Yeah.
Keep it on the 2.
All right.
I'm going to give folks the specs. And frankly, I know the owner of these properties. He's a really good guy. Tim Grossman is a good guy. I see him around the squash courts and the tennis courts over at Boar's Head. He's got 2 listings, owner represented listings where he's a realtor with Remax, and we're going to highlight them, okay? First, 128 Shamrock Road. I think we should set the stage of Shamrock where it's located. Off Jefferson Park Avenue, in the shadows of Scott Stadium. I mean, you could basically spit on Scott Stadium from these houses.
Anybody who buys those houses had better like UVA students, right?
Pretty much. And anyone who buys those houses 6-7 weeks a year with football, and make sure that mic's close over there so we get that deep baritone voice of yours, that Barry White voice of yours.
You know it, baby.
I like when you do that. Can you say that again?
You know it, baby.
Anyone who buys those houses better be prepared for 60,000 people and their vehicles 6 to 7 Saturdays a year. Now, you can monetize those vehicles.
I was going to say, it looked like there was some parking spots in those driveways. You could make some bank on game days.
$30 a car for tailgating. Undoubtedly another revenue stream that's not highlighted in the listing. First, let me just give you the specs. All right, listen to these specs. I love the first thing that comes to mind from Judah Wickower. So do your adoring fans, the viewers and listeners, okay. So first, 128 Shamrock Road. City of Charlottesville, Jefferson Park Avenue, right off it, right next to Scott Stadium, literally 20-second walk to Scott Stadium. 128 Shamrock Road. Dude, this home is 850 square feet. 850 square feet. This home was built in 1940.
Yeesh.
So that makes it, quick math, 82 years old. This home has 2 bedrooms. This home has 1 bathroom. This home has a lot size of 0.17. 0.17. Now, what this home does have is rental potential. 128 Shamrock Road is currently leased at $2,325 per month. Can you bust out your phone and give us $2,325 per month times 12?
Yeah, let's see.
$2,325 per month times 12. I'll see if I can do some quick math. That is in the vicinity of $28,000.
2325.
Yeah, that's in the vicinity of $28,000. That's off the top of my head.
Yeah.
What's the exact number?
27.9.
$27,900. Wow, I was $100 off.
Yeah.
Okay. My CPA father would be very impressed with that. Its sister property is 126 Shamrock Road. Here's 126 Shamrock Road. Also a listing price of $799,000, Judah Wickower.
I'm on the Street View at Google, and they are small.
Okay, I want you to offer some perspective. Now, 126 Shamrock Road has 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and a little over 1,200 square feet.
There's 5 bedrooms in there?
That's the listing agent. Timmy Grossman says that. This home has the R2U zoning. The total price for both, he's asking $1.3 million if someone wants to go in and buy these both. Each home has a cottage in the back. 126 Shamrock Road has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath cottage in the backyard. 128 Shamrock Road has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath loft apartment in the backyard. He says combined current rental income at this time is $65,100 a year for both. $65,100. He says beginning in July, rental income will be $6,150 a month. So 6,150 times 12, $73,800 in rental income for these 2 homes. He's currently leasing to undergrads, graduate students, and the most coveted rental demographic possible. You know what that is, Judah Wickower? What is the most coveted rental demographic possible right now?
Oh, I don't know, nurses?
The traveling nurse. The traveling nurse is the most coveted rental tenant demo on the market right now. These traveling nurses, and I'm not going to say females, because nurses can be males or females, Judah. Don't try to get me to go. Don't get me in trouble. Nurses and females. Nurses.
Yeah.
Nurses, male and females.
Yep, definitely.
They are essentially hired guns. The mercenaries, traveling nurses, the mercenaries of bedside hospital care. Travel from city to city, zip code to zip code, hospital to hospital, making wages that are 2, 3, 4x of their permanent counterparts. And their leases are backed, guaranteed, by traveling nurse associations.
Interesting.
So no default on leases. Now, the only concerning aspect of the traveling nurse and the rental business model, the landlord business model, what's the only concerning aspect? You know this. You got this. Come on. Bring it to me, baby. Come on. Barry White in that deep baritone voice. Give me the answer.
Parties? I'm joking.
Parties?
I'm joking. Parties.
Okay.
I'm joking.
And give it to me in the baritone voice.
Don't know the answer to that question.
Yes, you do. What is the only concerning aspect if you're a landlord for the traveling nurse?
That they're going to leave?
Yes! Judah! Yes! They're going to leave. There we go. The guy is so brilliant, Judah Wickower. They are going to leave. They're going to be there a short time. And because they're there a short time, you can command significant multiples on what rent market should otherwise be. I know this. Remember the villas at Southern Ridge, the condo I own, the rental property?
Yep.
How long have you worked at this company? Almost 10 years, right? Is it 10 years?
Just about.
A decade. Remember when we started? No, remember when you started working here for this company? Where did you start working? Where did we initially work?
At the villas.
At the villas at Southern Ridge. I didn't have 2 pennies to my name, so we didn't have an office. We worked out of the condo that I was living at. The condo that if I hadn't have welcomed my 2 friends into the condo to rent rooms from me, I would have defaulted on the mortgage. Now, very different story. The unit that I own at the villas, shocking, it's terrifying to say this, concerning to say this, opportunistic perhaps is another word, many words to describe that. But what do you think the monthly rent is on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the villas at Southern Ridge? 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a den. Spitball, Barry White, spitball.
Depends how you break it down.
I
don't know.
Traditional 12-month tenant.
$1,800 a month.
Yeah, my boy knows the market. $1,850 a month.
Not bad.
$1,850 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 12-month tenant at the villas at Southern Ridge. What do you think the monthly rent is if you get traveling nurses for that same unit?
I mean, you just said, right? Like $3,600.
$3,300.
Almost double.
So a landlord can get $3,300, and I'm speaking from firsthand personal experience here, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit in a condo complex off Country Green Road, Old Lynchburg Road, 5th Street Extended. It's 10 minutes from the hospital, safe and secure building, but there's no pomp and circumstance. There's no bells and whistles. There's no sexy, shiny diamonds or gold. There's no fantastic finishes. It is straightforward. It is straightforward. Not even the top unit of a 3-level building, the middle one. Here, people above you. So you as a landlord, us as a landlord, and we're eventually going to convert your fabulous place into a rental. That's going to happen. We're going to prioritize that. We're going to prioritize that. The landlord can say $1,850, $1,850 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 12-month tenant that you keep in place. You don't have to worry about. Or $3,300 a month, an extra $1,500 a month for the same unit, but the traveling nurse is going to change every 3 to 4 months. So while you'll likely have a month of vacancy and no one there, when you're making an extra $1,500 a month, you don't really give a. Sorry, we're not gonna.
You're still coming out ahead.
You're not gonna. We're taking away the 4-letter words, the profanities. The show's gonna go more PG-13.
Could use replacements.
What, on the profanities? Oh, you don't give. It can't even be close. So we should come up. We'll come up, like we have these monikers for our viewers and listeners. We'll have monikers for certain words too. Because I think duck, quack quack is too close.
How about floofing?
Floofing?
Floofing, hate that.
Can you say I don't give a duck quack quack? The quack quack takes away the stigma associated with the duck being so close to the F one. If you immediately say you don't give a duck quack quack. Your suggestion was floofing, Barry White.
I'd rather say I don't give a floof.
All right, we digress. I'm sorry, we digress. So 126 Shamrock Road has an asking price of $799,000. 126 Shamrock Road has an asking price of $799,000. In fact, the crazy thing about 126 Shamrock Road, Timmy Grossman initially listed this home at $699K, and then he put the house on the home for $699K on February 22nd. And on February 23rd, he took it off the market, put it back on, and then relisted it for $799,000. In a 24-hour period of time, 126 Shamrock Road went up $100K from an asking price standpoint. Now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, folks that are watching this program, do you have any problem with somebody asking for top dollar for a piece of property?
Do I have a problem?
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it. Do you have a problem?
No. I think he had an interesting conversation with somebody that one night.
Well, he's the agent.
No, I know, but he listed it and then took it down and relisted it. I'm wondering what conversation he had between those two moments.
Well, I think he just said, I made a mistake and I won $100,000 more dollars.
And that may have involved a conversation with someone saying,
Perhaps. Jamie Turner says, J-Dubs has been on fire all week long. I totally agree. I'll get to your comments in a matter of seconds. Put the comments in the feed. Queen of Holland, Gwendolyn Gale Cassidy, we'll get to your comments. Jamie Turner, the mayor of Gordonsville, now repping the Pep and Culpeper, we'll get to your comments, guys. Here's my point, okay? Two shot, J-Dubs.
We're on the two.
So many people in this community, so many people in this amazing city that we call Charlottesville, Virginia, have said, let's upzone the city. Let's upzone the city. Let's allow 850 square foot homes that are dilapidated.
Dilapidated.
So it's not a T, it's a D?
Dilapidated.
Dilapidated. What am I saying?
Dilapidated?
Like potato.
Or dilapidated? I think
Dilapidated. So many people are saying in this fine city, let's upzone the property. Let's allow these old dilapidated. Let's allow these dilapidated homes to be converted into more density. Because if we add supply, Judah Whitcower, if we add supply, this is the voice of the people that represent this contingent of folks. If we add supply to the market, the extra supply, it's going to stabilize prices because the demand is going to remain the same and there's going to be more supply on the market and prices are going to go down. That's what folks are saying in this community. Here's the reality of what's happening. People that own these 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 850 square foot houses that are 82 years old, that are on a postage stamp of a lot, are realizing the true potential of upzoning. Instead of taking a home that has an assessed value of in the 400s and a market value of in the 3s because of the wear and tear nature of the property, the upzoning potential is driving the market value at nearly 2x the assessed value. And that's only because of upzoning potential, where someone, man or woman, with deep pockets can buy the property, invest hundreds of thousands, if not more, into the property. HE double hockey sticks. They could even tear down the property and build it into something brand new that's more dense for the long-term reoccurring income of rental, landlord, business model ownership.
So I've got a question. How secure are these rising home prices? Is this something that's going to stick around? Is this something, we had Scott in here talking about the used car market and how, the people who are worse off right now are going to end up getting hit the hardest when cars eventually, start flooding back into the market. They get enough chips for them, whatever, and people no longer want used cars. The prices go back down, and you're stuck with a car payment that's underwater. I don't know that the same is holding true for the housing market around here, but with prices appreciating so much, are we eventually going to see a downside where they come back down and people end up underwater?
Judah Wickhauer.
Seriously, I mean,
dude. First, I'm giving you props for that incredible commentary that was succinct, to the point, eloquent, poignant, and well positioned.
Thank you.
Secondly, I want to try to answer your question. And you know what the beautiful aspect of this network, one of the beautiful aspects of this network, is we have experts on the show, right? Mm-hmm. And for how many hours a week do we do? Probably like 20 plus hours a week of live programming. If you consider the length of what Real Talk is running, when it's supposed to be a 45-minute show, when a lot of times it's 20 plus hours a week, you and I get to sit at this table in this studio, and we get to learn from the best of the best. Mm-hmm. Scott Definitely. Mortgage Morris, Keith, what's Keith's nickname? Keith, the Distinguished Gentleman Smith, the Antonio Banderas of finance, Alex Erpy, the retailista, Patty Zeller. Who am I missing?
All the great guests.
All the great guests we have. So we're essentially getting an MBA, a college education, and all these people's particular expertise. We get to ask them questions, we spend an hour in class with them, and we absorb the content, and we become better off ourselves because of it. This scenario, 2022, February 24th, is very different than 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah. I know we're not in a housing bubble, but the prices are still worrying, aren't they?
I'm not concerned about it because red tape associated with Charlottesville and Albemarle County government has made new construction so laborsome and difficult that we don't have enough units on the market. And because inventory is so constrained and pinched, and because the University of Virginia continues to admit more students than ever, and this fall, UVA is admitting more students than they've ever admitted in the history of the university. They are hiring more people than they've ever had on their payroll in the history of the university. On top of that, one of the quality people in this community, Joffrey Woodruff, is funding a data science school on Ivy Road that is going to be one of the best schools, data science, in the world. That is on the horizon of opening. A friend of the program, Dr. Bobby Chabra, his ortho facility on Ivy Road, a world-class facility. They just had the red tape ribbon cutting ceremony for it. So and let's cut to the chase. Charlottesville's becoming an epicenter of innovation and technology. Arguably the Palo Alto of the East Coast. That is not hyperbole, that is realistic commentary. Realistic commentary. So as these trends collide and manifest all literally in the same short window of time, we have a housing crunch that's driving prices through the roof. And it's welcoming wealthy members to the community. How about the Zoomtown moniker, where people now in Charlottesville or Albemarle County are working through an ISP for firms in Nova, in McLean, in Arlington, in DC.
I'm sure Zoomtowns are popping up all over the U.S. right now.
Certainly here. If you work for a Arlington or McLean firm, wouldn't you rather have the quality of life of Charlottesville, Albemarle County and the lower cost of living than the nutso bananas crazy town of McLean or Arlington? I would. Yeah. I mean, your money's going to go a hell of a lot further. HE double hockey sticks further.
Yeah.
Lonnie Murray says this. I'm going to identify some fantastic comments that were posted on the thread last night and today. Nathan Miller, welcome to the program. Nathan Miller, we'll call you the king of Bridgewater. Bill McChenzie, I need to know where you are from so I can give you a moniker, okay? Lonnie Murray said this. Lonnie Murray, you're a smart guy. We need to get you back on the show. You know what? I'm going to tag Lonnie Murray right now. Lonnie. Carol Thorpe, we'll get to your comment. Lonnie Murray, we are giving you props right now. Period. Enter. I just posted it, Judah. Lonnie says this. I've been saying this for a while now. The free market housing advocates have been claiming that if you increase density, that Charlottesville will become a utopia of affordable housing thanks to the invisible hand. But that's not actually what's happening in real life when you increase density. More often than not, the invisible hand gives us all the invisible finger. I think this also demonstrates the effect UVA is having on housing prices too. This could be an affordable house if there were so much potential to convert it to student housing. Now, I'm going to massage Lonnie's comments. I think Lonnie Murray's a smart guy. I think he's slightly wrong here. I think the people that are claiming if you increase the density, Charlottesville will become a utopia of affordable housing are not the free market guys. The folks that are making that statement are more of socialistic in ideology. And we know the socialism crowd in Charlottesville. The free market guys, who's a free market guy?
There's a lot of them.
Who's one that you know very well?
Neil Williamson.
For Neil's one. So am I. You're supposed to say me.
There's too many to name.
Would you say we're free market guys?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. We're free market guys.
Definitely.
The free market guys, Neil Williamson is certainly one of them. I embody that mindset. Have been saying if you increase the density by offering opportunistic zoning, the free market will capitalize on that opportunistic zoning to make profit. 126 Shamrock Road and 128 Shamrock Road are microcosms of the statement I just made. Tim Grossman, great guy. Timmy G, love you, Timmy G. Love you, Timmy G. He's doing nothing wrong here. If you're bitter or you can't swallow a $799,000 asking price for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 850 square foot home that's 82 years old, that bitterness is not directed at the owner or the listing agent. That bitterness should be directed at opportunistic zoning and the free market capitalizing on that opportunity. Because that's damn well what's happening right now. And you know what? This is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better because of the KPIs I highlighted. More students than ever before admitted into UVA this fall. They need somewhere to live. And they're going to take up housing around grounds. And some of that housing otherwise was geared for locals. And when the locals lose the housing around grounds because students, their mommies and daddies, cover the rents, the locals are going to then have to trickle over to Fifeville, Prospect, Orangedale, 10th and Page, Rose Hill.
If they stay in town.
If they stay in town. And as they slowly trickle over to other neighborhoods, they take housing stock away from the market. And when the housing stock is eroded through this domino effect, pricing and costs and values and assessments will go up. And when pricing and costs and values and assessments and tax rates to fund school reconfigurations increase, the community gentrifies exponentially quicker and becomes a playground for homogenous, wealthy citizens. Straightforward, what's happening. I'm going to see if I can get Tim Grossman on the program to talk about this listings. And we do it in a hospitable, welcoming, approachable setting. Now, I need to get to the next topic. And the king of Greenwood, Kevin Higgins, put this on my radar. Kevin Higgins highlighted in a direct message to me that this could be a topic you want to cover. And it's a topic that I didn't see. And I read it and I said, good Lord, yes, this is a topic I want to cover. I'm going to give you 5 paragraphs from a press release from Augusta County's Economic Office of Development. Here's the nitty-gritty, and then I'll give you my take. Governor Glenn Youngkin announced Amazon will create 500 new jobs in Augusta County. I'm reading verbatim. It's going to be a new 1 million square foot non-sortable fulfillment center where pick, pack, and ship of large-size customer items will happen. Governor Glenn Youngkin announced yesterday that Amazon will launch a new 1 million square foot non-sortable fulfillment center in Augusta County. The facility at 32 Trader Road in Fishersville will be responsible for picking, packing, and shipping bulky or large-size customer items such as patio furniture, outdoor equipment, and rugs. The new facility is expected to be in operation by the spring of 2023 and will add 500 new jobs to Amazon's existing workforce, which is more than 30,000 full and part-time employees in the Commonwealth. I made a mistake on the rundown. I called it 300,000. I added an extra zero. It's 30,000. Amazon employs 30,000 people in the Commonwealth, not 300,000. So I want to correct my error. That's a huge difference right there.
It's a big difference.
Massive difference. Still 30,000 is a lot. Mm-hmm. I misread that number. I continue. This is a quote from Glenn Youngkin, the governor. Jumpstarting the economy is a top priority for my administration. And we celebrate the 500 new jobs in Augusta County in a strengthened partnership with Amazon. Amazon's new fulfillment center in Virginia is a testament to the Commonwealth's exceptional infrastructure, competitive business costs, and long-term commitment that I've made to make sure we are developing talent and training workers to make Virginia the best state for business. The new 1 million square foot fulfillment center in Augusta County will enhance Amazon's supply chain and create 500 valuable jobs for the Shenandoah Valley. All right, now it's time for us to offer some takes. 500 new jobs is a boatload of new jobs. That is a boatload of new jobs. Amazon is a publicly traded company. Amazon offers quality bennies. Now, these people are going to work their tails off.
No doubt.
I mean, you're talking, straight up says, bulky, large-size items. Bulky, large-size items, you know what that means. Heavy lifting.
Oh, yeah.
It's a heavy lifting job.
Yeah.
But 500 new jobs should be celebrated first.
Yeah.
Let's look at the positive, because I know where you're going to go with some of the negatives.
No. New jobs is definitely a positive.
New jobs are positive.
Yeah.
Especially for Augusta County. Youngkin is a pro-economy guy, pro-business guy. This guy was what, formerly the CEO of the Carlyle Group, private equity firm? Sure. How about we talk about the cons? Are you ready for the cons?
Yeah.
You want to start off? You go first on this one.
I mean, I don't specifically know of any cons, but Amazon just, they worry me. First, I'm sure everybody's heard stories of poor working conditions in their sweatshops, and on top of that, I know they take a lot of advantage of things like opportunity zones and similar to what Dewberry did with the.
Yeah, they get incentivized by local jurisdictions to open up fulfillment centers because of the job creation and the incremental tax revenue associated with their fulfillment centers and the additional people on payroll. And new job creation.
And they shop around where they're gonna go next.
They leverage jurisdictions to get what's best.
Send us your cities. Send us your applications.
Is there something wrong with that, though? Is that not good business? Now I'm playing devil's advocate here for the sake of a talk show. You be the bear, I'll be the bull.
There's nothing wrong with doing smart business, but that doesn't mean that it's all necessary. I'm not trying to say that it's not above board, but taking advantage of opportunity zones, some of the other business practices, just hearing about poor working conditions leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Whether or not it's illegal, I'm sure they're not doing anything illegal, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily doing things for, they're not adding 500 jobs out of the kindness of their hearts.
No, they're adding 500 jobs because they can make 4, 5, 6, 7x, if not more, of what they're paying those people. Nathan Miller, the king of Bridgewater, says this: I've got clients that have told me they won't buy my books. He's an author. He's also a cannabis expert. He's been on this program, the king of Bridgewater, Nathan Miller. He says, I've got clients that have told me they will not buy my books from Amazon because of the business ethics and working conditions associated with Amazon. Amazon does slimy, what's the word we're going to use for the S word? So I'll say the F word. The F word we're not going to use anymore ever again. But the F word will say duck, quack, quack, quack.
Or floof.
All right, you can say floof. I'm going to go duck, quack, 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 quack. Okay, what are we going to do for the S word?
Let's see. Squat.
Squat?
I don't know.
Squat? We're in the branding business. Squat? All right, we'll figure that out later. Look, Amazon does squat stuff.
Dung.
Squatty stuff.
Rubbish. Malarkey.
Amazon does employs I don't like that one. We'll figure it out. Amazon employs slimy tactics. There's no secret that Amazon's algorithm tracks mom and pop people that are selling their mom and pop wares on their marketplace. And if these mom and pop people selling their mom and pop wares on their marketplace, if they gain traction and momentum, Amazon uses its economies of scale, its vertically integrated model, and its deep pockets to essentially rip off the goods that the mom and pops are selling. And they sell it at a price point that the mom and pops will never be able to compete with. And next thing you know, the mom and pops that were making good money, decent money, okay money on Amazon are completely put out of business because Amazon has the data behind the scenes to realize what's moving and what's not.
And Amazon
that's
gets
slimy.
bigger.
And Amazon gets bigger. Furthermore, Amazon, because they ship internationally, they don't have local, jurisdictional, or state tax exposure, often exempt from those type of taxes.
Because they can send something from a different spot that doesn't have the issues that you or I would have if we were stuck.
Exactly. Slimy. Manipulation.
Or good business practice, but...
Amazon, I'll continue. Amazon undoubtedly is putting mom and pop brick and mortar out of business. Patty Zeller, the queen of retail in Central Virginia, has taught us that if you're in the retail business, she's the owner of Animal Connection and Ix Park. Get to Ix Park and Animal Connection and support this retailista immediately. Her business is freaking amazing. She is straight up said on this network, if you're not offering, quote, omni-experiential retail, end quote, you're going to lose to Amazon. So you go to Animal Connection, and what do you get that Amazon can't provide you?
You get all kinds of personalized services.
A self-serve dog wash. You get grooming. You get treats made that day for your dog.
Dog training.
You get dog training. You get customized cakes with your dog's name on them, made immediately. You get same-day dog food delivery if you want it. Mm-hmm. Amazon and Chewy can't beat that. She's creating an omni-experiential retail model that Amazon cannot challenge, but that's labor-intensive and hard. Mm-hmm. So for all the good that comes with 500 new jobs in Augusta County, and Augusta benefiting from this behemoth entering the market, we must realize the collateral damage which we just outlined on this very program. Furthermore, go ahead.
I was just going to add that there's also the fact that those jobs are not, they're not growth jobs, by and large, I don't think. They're not going to be jobs that lead to bigger and better jobs. Those people will be working hard at those jobs, and, you know, they might get raises, but those aren't going to lead to, you know what I'm saying. Those 500 jobs are static, I think.
Well, I mean,
a
job is better than no job.
I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying that yes, 500 jobs is great, and the people that take them, I'm sure need them, and
are appreciative of the work.
Yeah, but let's call a spade a spade. Those jobs are not leading to like growth in Augusta County. There are 500 jobs that are going to be the same 500 jobs, and they're not going to lead to, bigger jobs, better jobs.
And take it a step further. Those 500 jobs, if someone on the job or off the job has a back issue or some kind of physical ailment or just ages and gets older and can't do the grind or the lifting, they're not going to keep that job.
No.
They're not going to keep that job.
No.
Bill McChenzie, we'll get to your comments. Kevin Higgins has this. Kevin Higgins put this on our radar. One of our most prized listeners, appreciated and valued listeners, the king of Greenwood, Kevin Higgins. Please keep in mind that Amazon owns PillPack, Zappos, and other companies. Augusta appears to be welcoming of new business. This is going to be bigger than 500 employees, in my opinion. I see a drone delivery operation coming and don't believe this will be limited to large package delivery. Gotta ask yourself, why Augusta? And I think, Kevin Higgins says, it will be a great test drone delivery operation in an expanding county. I really think Augusta is going to boom. Bezos is looking 20 years ahead. Kevin Higgins.
Interesting.
Dude, did you guys see Bezos recently? He's no longer with his first wife. He's now got a girlfriend that used to be the better half of Tony Gonzalez, the former tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Bezos, one of the paparazzis, captured Bezos and this supermodel on a boat in, I don't know, some kind of lavish, on a yacht in some kind of lavish ocean, stuff that we'll never know or appreciate. And dude was looking jacked. Dude was diesel. Bezos is trying to turn himself into a brick. What's the S word we were going to use?
How about rubbish?
A brick rubbish house? He's going to turn himself into a brick rubbish house?
Wouldn't you prefer a brick malarkey house?
A brick? I don't think I would.
Really? Okay.
Oh, God. A brick malarkey house. One other thing I'd like to highlight before we go to the next topic is, and the Queen of Holland, she's watching in Holland right now, Gwendolyn Cassidy has got this comment. Where's that comment? It's on one of these Facebook pages. Here it is. Oh, she's got a handful of comments. First, the Queen of Holland says, "It is cheaper to rent my 2-bedroom condo to traveling nurses and live overseas than it is for me to live in CVille." Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Queen of Holland, Gwendolyn Cassidy. "It is cheaper to rent my 2-bedroom condo to traveling nurses and live overseas than it is for me to live in Charlottesville right now." Gwendolyn Gale Cassidy, Queen of Holland, says this: "I've flipped mine the next day and I've rented my unit within 15 minutes of it hitting the website, coupled with raising the rent each time between tenants." So she said she's got a condo. This is good stuff from you, GGC. She's got a 2-bedroom condo, GGC does. And GGC says she flipped her condo the next day. By flip, she doesn't mean sell, but she instead means putting a new tenant in there. "I got a new tenant in there the next day, and I rented my unit within 15 minutes of it hitting the website, and you couple that with raising the rent each time between tenants." GGC, that's good stuff. GGC also says this: "The tiny home community I might be helping with in Louisa County will have over half the small homes to be for traveling nurses with carpool to reduce carbon footprint." GGC, that's beautiful, baby. That is beautiful, Queen of Holland. And she says, "Waynesboro and Stanton homeowners are starting to advertise their properties in Charlottesville magazines and online. If I had a pot of cash, I'd be investing in Waynesboro and Stanton." GGC, Queen of Holland. Bravo. I'll give it to her again. If I had a pot of cash, I would be investing also Stanton, Waynesboro, and around Gordonsville. With Chris Henry of Stony Point Development focused on Gordonsville, his father-in-law of PBM fame, with Chris focused on Gordonsville, that area is going to boom. Boom. Stanton, Waynesboro, Augusta County, Gordonsville, giddy up and get ready. Next topic is one that is near and dear to my heart. Look, it may not be the cool thing to say in Charlottesville, but I say all the time on this program stuff that's not cool. It may not be the cool thing to say in this town, but I have thick skin and I'm always going to be true to myself and stand up for what I believe in. And you've worked alongside me for 10 years and you know that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make one of those statements that may not be one of the cool things to say in this community, but I don't care because it's true to my heart and I believe it. I stand by police officers. Few of us know what it's like to put on a vest, bulletproof vest, a shield, holster a gun, and go out for an 8-hour or 12-hour shift, uncertain whether we will come back alive or hurt to our families at home. We don't feel that, you and I. Mm-mm. And I understand there are bad apples in every barrel. Not just police, not Any barrel, they're bad apples.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go. In the fallout from George Floyd's murder is not an indication of a police force across the board in every jurisdiction in this country.
Right.
And that may not be the cool thing to say, but it's the right thing to say. And I know it. I'm going to read you a statement. Chris Meade from Richmond, Virginia, put this on my radar. Chris, you're going to get a moniker very soon, Chris Meade, if you keep contributing like this. Big-time New York Mets fan, big-time Jerry Seinfeld fan, knows all the names of all the ballparks, baseball in America, Chris Meade. Here's the statement from the Charlottesville Police Department. Due to the current staffing shortages within the Charlottesville Police Department, we have adjusted our response to certain non-emergency calls for service. Certain calls for service will be referred to online reporting on our city website. Many of these calls are reports of past incidents or crimes not in progress. Officers will continue to respond to emergency calls and crimes in progress. As it relates specifically to past larcenies, officers will still respond in person to larcenies of firearms and vehicles. Online reports will be reviewed for assignment. Based on the information provided, some online reports may be cleared out upon review without a callback to the reporting party. We are working to add categories to the current list of incidents. In addition to these adjustments, police officers will not respond to civil matters not identified as exceptions under Code of Virginia 15.2-1704. Police officers will not respond to civil matters. We understand the frustrations of citizens wishing to speak with an officer in person about the incidents they are reporting. Unfortunately, our department is currently experiencing a shortage of 24% of its sworn positions. Shift supervisors are making every effort to manage the resources available and prioritize calls for service based on the severity of the incident and impact on the community. That's the end of the statement.
Triage.
Yeah. Go finish that thought.
They've got to prioritize. So you don't have enough people, so you prioritize the most important calls and do what you can about the rest.
This movement of defund the police, this movement of deprioritizing men and women in blue, marginalizing them, of stigmatizing them, of painting a picture of bad guys and gals and corruption is bogus. It's bogus. And that may not be the cool thing to say in this town. And it certainly may not be the cool thing to say with the growing socialism population in this town. But it's what I believe. Mm-hmm. And if you continue to stigmatize and marginalize, dehumanize, depersonalize, delocalize, devalue men and women in blue, you will eventually have a department that is empty and a shadow of its former self. And right now, you read between the lines of this Charlottesville Police Department statement, it doesn't have the personnel to respond to just about every civil matter. And it doesn't have the personnel to respond to larcenies that don't include guns or vehicles. Mm-hmm. You want to go rob something? Don't have a gun on you and don't steal a car, and a cop's not going to show up. You want to go rob something right now? Do it without a gun and do it without stealing a car, and a cop won't show up. That should terrify the, what's the word?
Malarkey out of you.
Terrify the malarkey out of you? The malarkey?
What else?
We need a word for that. We're in the branding business. That should terrify the HE double hockey sticks out of you.
I don't know if you got to censor that.
I'm trying to make it more PG-13.
I don't think
You think hell's
HE
okay?
double hockey sticks has ever been the difference between a PG and a PG-13. I think it's fine, but
It should terrify the... All right.
the heck out of it.
You're often a moral compass for me. So is my better half. Janice Boyce Trevelyan. Does anyone know staffing statistics on Albemarle Police? I'm curious if they have suffered as much as Charlottesville PD. Janice Boyce Trevelyan, that's a great comment. I will see if I can track down that information for you. Janice Boyce Trevelyan, thank you for commenting on the show. You often make this show better with your comments. Period. Enter. I just responded to you on one of the 15 Facebook pages airing this show. Kelly Jackson. Kelly Jackson needs a moniker. Chris Mead is watching! Chris Mead is watching! Chris Mead put this topic on my radar. Chris Mead is watching. The man who knows Seinfeld inside and out. The man who knows baseball stadiums inside and out. One of the smartest kids I went to high school with. Chris Mead. A diehard New York Mets fan. Chris Mead, hello. He says, in my experience as a sworn police officer in the city of Richmond, Chris Mead may be the king of Richmond. Maybe the king of Richmond. In my experience as a sworn police officer in the city of Richmond, many assaults and other violent crimes start as civil matters. Sure, there is not anything the police can do to solve 99% of civil matters, but just having a police officer show up often puts the aggressor on notice. Not being able to send officers to civil matters that someone felt the need to call 911 will lead to more violent crime. Thank you for supporting the police, Jerry Miller. You're welcome, Chris Mead. This gentleman, Chris Mead, when I was in Algebra 2 Trig class in Williamsburg, taught by Mr. Ed Gillespie. I was on advanced track in this class, and Chris Mead was a grade younger than me in that same class on double the advanced track. Police officer Chris Mead. Jamie Turner, the mayor of Gordonsville, says, scare the shiitake mushrooms out of you? That's pretty good. Is that the right way to say that?
Shiitake mushrooms, sure.
Is it shiitake?
I think so.
I think it's shiitake. Those are not of the, shiitake mushrooms are not of the fun fungus kind.
They are definitely not.
Of the fun fungus kind. Shiitake mushrooms, I think that's what it is, JT.
No psilocybin in the shiitake mushrooms.
Mayor of Gordonsville, repping the pep of Culpeper. Jamie Turner, scare the shiitake mushrooms out of you. That's the new phrase. That's what we're going to do. The queen of Mountain Valley, Kelly Jackson. Queen of Mountain Valley.
That works.
Just hope the person you are robbing does not have a gun. Well, if the person that you're robbing has a gun, and you're right, but the person you're having has a gun, maybe the police may show up for that. Carol Thorpe, the queen of Jack Jewett, says, and don't forget the free market gals as well. I'm counting me in, and I'll boldly speak for Vanessa Parkhill as a free market gal. Vanessa Parkhill, the queen of Earlysville, and Carol Thorpe, the queen of Jack Jewett, are both free market gals. Kevin Higgins, the king of Greenwood, says this: there is zero chance we are truly one of the best cities to live in or retire in if we cannot fill our police department positions. Look, it is time, and it is past time that we that we must stop stigmatizing and dehumanizing and deprioritizing and devaluing the boys and the men and women in blue. I'm tired of this socialistic movement that paints a brush of everyone with the shield being a bad person or a racist or having negative connotations, thoughts, or intents. That is bogus, and that's shiitake mushrooms. Chris Meade, Richmond police officer. Most departments are suffering from staffing issues, but no departments are suffering as much as cities. The anti-police politics in cities mean it makes no sense to work there when looking to enter law enforcement. And officers that started in those departments young in the past 5 to 10 years, as they mature, they decide to move out to the surrounding counties for a much easier career where more residents support them. Gosh, Chris Meade is making the program better. I'm giving you Chris Meade. You are making this program better. King of Richmond right there. Did you hear what he just said? That was a great comment.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense too. I mean, why would you want to stick around in a city where, you know, whatever percentage of the people outright hates you for no, you know, it's the whole, trying to say something, prejudging people based on your conceived notions is never a good way to go. And as we all know, you know, like you said, there are bad apples in every quarter and sector of every business and city and land in the world. But that doesn't mean that you automatically spread that same hate over everyone.
The King of Virginia Beach, Scott Aaronworth, Esquire Extraordinaire, says if you get charged, call Aaronworth Law.
There you go.
Charlottesville's biggest foodie is an extraordinary Esquire that lives in Virginia Beach, and his name is Scott Aaronworth. He has the metabolism of 15-year-old teenager, can eat anything he wants, and doesn't put on the weight. He's A-plus people, the extraordinary Esquire of Virginia Beach, Scott Aaronworth. I'll move on from the police topic, but I'll dot the I's and cross the T's with this. Police officers are underpaid, just like teachers, just like EMTs and firefighters. They're not paid for their true value to society. Why is someone going to take a job where they can risk their life and potentially die or get hurt or shot or beat up or killed, and do it for a community that devalues, deprioritizes, and demeans them?
Yeah.
When they can't afford to live in that community and have to drive 30 minutes to an hour just to get to work. And then they're made fun of by people in the community that they're trying to serve and protect.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking bogus. That's one of the things that irritates that. You said it's okay to say the hell out of me. Kevin Higgins says this. Kevin, the King of Greenwood, says this to Chris Meade, the King of Richmond. Kevin Higgins to Chris Meade. He says, Chris Meade, thank you for your service. I cannot imagine what you dealt with while the rest of us were at a restaurant or on vacation or with our families. Well said, Kevin Higgins. We got a meeting in 4 minutes right here on this set with prize clients, but I got a couple more topics that we need to get to. Can you go to the I Love CVille Instagram account, instagram.com/I Love CVille. Everyone follow us on Instagram, please. Follow us now, if you could. And get the fried pickles picture. And if you can screenshot it from, you already got it? You do? Are you on a 2-shot?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to give you a hug. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. That was great. I didn't even ask you for that. Thank you. Well done.
I got it off Facebook.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Seriously. How did you know I wanted that? 10 years of working
PTIs,
together?
You put it in the PTIs, and it's Peloton Station, and I don't know. I just it was a quick grab, so I got it, and
Good job.
It's ready to go. You want it on the screen?
Not quite yet, but good work. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that made me really happy. Thank you. UVA lost to Duke last night at the John Paul Jones Arena. John Kelly says, wow, there's a lot of love in that room right now. The king of PR, John Kelly. Wow, there's a lot of love in that room. We love you, John Kelly. Fantastic musician, John Kelly. Man's got the voice of a songbird, and he can play the guitar like Jimi Hendrix, and he knows PR like the Pope knows holy water, John Kelly. UVA lost last night to Duke at the John Paul Jones Arena. The Wahoos had their chance to win that ball game. I love this Virginia team. I love Bennett's bunch, Bennett's boys, but I'm going to cut to the chase. They are on the near brink of not making the NCAA tournament. They've got some bad losses on their resume, notably JMU and Navy. However, this team is very different now than when they were at the beginning of the season. They play hard, they defend, they're coming together, maybe too late, however. Last night, you saw some things that were concerning. And I love all the guys on this team, but when you play in the Atlantic Coast Conference, constructive criticism is going to follow. Francisco Cafaro missed some really easy buckets last night. And you saw him on the sidelines with tears in his face. And I respected his emotion and his heart, but he missed some really easy buckets. He didn't catch the ball in the paint. He didn't dunk the basketball when he should have. He tried to lay it up. Missed some easy buckets. Gardner missed some mid-range jumpers that he otherwise would. And something's happening with Mr. Franklin again, the Indiana transfer, where he can't throw the ball in the ocean. He is an incredibly streaky player. Franklin, our two guard. For the red-hot nature of Kihei Clark, in the first half in particular, we had a chance to win this ball game, and it slipped through our grasp. And now Virginia's going to have to beat FSU, Florida State, and Louisville to close the season, and they're going to have to make a deep run in the ACC basketball tournament if they'd like to go dancing in March. The pressure is on, and it's real, and it's considerable if this team is going to make the big dance. To close the program, I'd like to highlight a flavorful, delectable, delicious dish from Peloton Station called the fried pickles. Can you put them on screen, please? These are, look at the screen, and look at the screen. These are the best fried pickles I have ever had, and I'll make a statement. Better fried pickles than the fried pickles at Citizen Burger Bar. Citizen Burger Bar, a close second. Curtis Shaver's fried pickles and the fried pickle sauce. I would bathe naked. Obviously, if you're bathing, you're naked. I would bathe in Curtis Shaver's fried pickle batter. Fried pickles, Peloton Station, you got to try it. It's one of the best fried pickles I've ever had, and the best in the city of Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Peloton Station, 10th Street. A+ appetizer. That's today's program. I hope you guys enjoy this program as much as I enjoyed hosting this program. And I thought Judah Wickower brought his A++ game, and as good as he has ever been on this show. This is one of the best weeks of Judah Wickower on the I Love CVille Network. For Judah, I'm Jerry. Thank you kindly for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. with Ryan Beckland, the new owner or the owner of Botanical on the Downtown Mall, a new restaurant coming to Charlottesville. Hasta luego.